Okay, today's going to be really fun. I'm going to run through a load of handstand challenges. Use these as a bit of an assessment to see where you are with your handstand practice. Most of them are going to be balance related, but it's a great way of identifying some gaps in your training. So let's first start with some entries. So nice and simple, hands on the floor, shoulders on top of the hands. Can you kick up with control and touch with one leg and come back down again? If that's easy, see if you can do it with both legs at the same time. So kick up with one, but see if you can touch with both legs at the same time. If that's easy, see if you can catch just before the wall. Next up, let's kick up like a gymnast. So I'm going to hold my body position to start with through the shoulders and strong arms. I kick, see if I can kiss the wall, come back down again. Now if you can do that, see if you can do it in front of the wall without touching. Okay, now let's look at the jumps. Now with the jumps, you can either use the wall or not use the wall. So if you've got a freestanding hold, obviously just see if you can do these to a freestanding hold. So I'm just going to see if I can do a tuck jump. So shoulders on top of the hands, jump straight up. Then the straddle, exactly the same, but I'm going to open through my straddle. Go to the wall if you need to. Exactly the same, but pike. Then it's the kneeling entries. So from this kneeling position, jumping straight up, passing through tuck, finishing in your handstand, either against the wall or freestanding, coming back down. Exactly the same thing, but straddle. I was worried I was going to kick the post then. And then exactly the same, but in your pike position. Now let's look at heel pull strength. So I'm going to go up against the wall here. I'm going to push through the fingertips until my heels come off the wall. If that's easy, I'm going to step the hands further away. So now we can look at the distance our fingers are away from the wall. Again, start on the wall, see if I can pull off there. Ideally to my freestyle handstand. If I don't have a freestyle handstand, just see how far you can pull off. Then you can just keep moving further and further away from the wall. Just make sure that you're not kicking off the wall and you're actually pulling from the wall using your body. Well, not like that. If you're pulling away from the wall using your body, I'm not used to handstanding with shoes on. And just see what the max distance is you can pull away. Then we can flip it around and do the toe pull. So this time chest to wall. So ideally using your shoulders to pull away from the wall. Again, try and hold that handstand position. We don't really want to be going over with this one, but if you do, you could cartwheel out. Or if you have it, you could go to back bend. So same thing, we're just going to see how far you can get your hands away from the wall and still pull off. Now this one is really tricky when we get further out. So like this, it goes very punchy and I can't do that distance. So I'm going to move back, see if I can do this. Find the tipping point and pull into my handstand ideally. So we're just measuring that distance from now the back of the palm to the wall. Next, let's look at our split handstand. So how far can we split away from the wall and then swap legs? So I can go nice and close, have an equal split. So my hands, shoulders and hips are stacked. And then I'm just going to swap legs. That feels okay. I can go further away. And then you just keep moving away. Now you might run into a flexibility issue or restriction, or it might be a balance, confidence, control issue in terms of the distance you can get your hands away from the wall. I'd recommend you use a wall and not a post like this, because it's obviously very sketchy if I miss the post. But make sure those shoulders, hips and hands are stacked and you're showing control on that split. We could do the same drill but chest to wall, same thing, to try and stack those hands, shoulders and hips, find the balance position and then just kiss the wall. And again, just slowly increasing that distance, showing control, lightly kissing the wall, not leaning on the wall as you make the swaps. We could enter the handstand at a height. So obviously the higher we go, the more challenging it is. You could have a wall there or you could be freestanding. So the idea, I can use a kick up, I could use a jump. But the thing is, I want to just go straight up to the handstand, see if I can show control, come back down again. And at this height, actually this wall gets in the way for me and I can't throw my head forwards. I feel like I'm going to hit it. So I have to jump up and then press out on top. So that's not the best I can get away with it just. But like I say, I've got to watch those stairs when I come back down, and I have to watch my head on the way up. Now let's try different hand positions. So I've got my standard position. Now I'm going to bring the hands closer together. So I could go thumbs touching. You could kick or jump into that handstand position. So once you got thumbs touching, I could then bring the hands in even closer. I could even have them touching like this. And then I could do the opposite. So if this is my standard position, I could go wider. So take the hands really far out. And then we can look at our shapes. So we have the basic shape positions, which are straight position. So trying to get as straight as you can. So you could just get the best possible line. You have your straddle position, which is hips backwards, toes going forwards. We have the tuck position, which is going as deep as you can, but trying to keep the shoulders on top of the hands. That's the one I struggle with. We have the stag position that looks pretty. We've seen the split already, but you could do that freestanding and swap between them. And then we have the diamond position. I prefer seeing it with toes together because it transitions really nicely from the straddle position. So let me know how many of those balance challenges that you can do. Balance challenges, that's a really hard word for me to say. So let me know how many you can do, and let me know if you have any questions on any of those, or if you have any cool ones that I missed out. Reach out if you'd like some coaching, www.paultwyman.com.au, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks, guys.